Some possibly good news for Governor Gavin Newsom. With ballots already coming in for the recall election, a new poll by the nonpartisan Public Policy Institute of California shows 58% of likely voters oppose the recall, with 39% saying they want Newsom removed. Here to talk about that and the recent drop in President Biden's approval rating is News 8 political analyst Laura Fink. Laura, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here, Carla.
Okay, first off, this is a little different, this poll, from some of the recent ones that we're seeing. It's consistent with this survey's previous results as well, though, we have to say that. Is there anything we can really read from this poll?
So this poll, you were right, shows consistent numbers with the recall being unpopular at this point. Now, what experts are disagreeing on, which is really important, is who is going to show up in this special recall election. So the differences you see in polling numbers is largely based on experts' estimates of who is going to show up to vote. And you know that both campaigns, those in favor of the recall and those opposed, are all trying to get their voters out for Election Day. However, we do not know, because it is a unique election, just who is going to turn that ballot in.
That's the big question. Turnout, turnout, turnout. Okay, the California Republican Party chose not to endorse a specific candidate in this recall election. Could that, combined with some of the rancor among Republican candidates, end up hurting the recall effort?
I think the Republican Party had a challenge because there was not a standout candidate that was able to capture a majority of their electorate. Now we see Larry Elder stepping into that role. And the challenge is that he appeals to a very conservative base, but doesn't necessarily have that crossover appeal that a more moderate candidate would. Now, we throw back to 2003. We know that Arnold Schwarzenegger, a Republican, was able to capture that broad swath of the electorate. The Republicans do not have that currently. I know that Kevin Faulconer, our former mayor, was attempting to fill that role, but it's proven to be more of a challenge in this very divided political climate.
Well, let's turn to some national politics. President Biden is going through a very rough spot. He's dealing with all the turmoil of a pullout from Afghanistan that critics are attacking, saying he mishandled it. A lot of cases to be made for that. There's a lot of bad imagery coming out from that. And he's also dealing with bad news on the COVID front. What are the ramifications for him right now with those dropping poll numbers and this kind of turmoil?
Well, these are the lowest poll numbers of his presidency, and he can't be happy with that. Lower poll numbers, of course, threaten his colleagues in the House and Senate, which he would like to keep under Democratic control. And it makes it harder for those in tough swing districts to hold on to presidential coattails when you have a president who's declining in popularity. Now, what he's going to try to do is turn that around this September by advancing those two large infrastructure bills that are moving between the House and Senate. It makes it harder with the lower poll numbers to get legislative things passed and to have his allies win re-election. So right now he's got a climb ahead, but he hopes that they're temporary. A lot of times external factors can impact presidential poll numbers in addition to what they are doing. And I think with President Biden, that's probably his hope.
About 30 seconds left. I'm going to make you be an odds maker here. Those big infrastructure bills, what are the odds that he gets both of those passed? Because that could create some real momentum.
You know, it's going to be tough. I guess I'm not good with my odds numbers today, but I would say this. I believe that the smaller package has a large chance of passing. It depends on what they come up with the larger package. I think you've got to make sure that you hold on to both sides of the Democratic Party, the progressives and the moderates wanting very different things in that second part. So great odds for the smaller package. It'll be a little tougher climb to bring that larger package through.
All right. News 8 political analyst Laura Fink, thanks for making some time for us. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Thanks, Carlo.